Just going to get my stuff set up here. Probably could have done that first. If I can actually open what I need to open for chat. There we go. Okay guys, so this is last Epoch. It is a... Hang on, let me turn down the music. Alright, so last Epoch is a ARPG. It's still in beta. They are going to be releasing multiplayer soon, as well as some significant balance updates. So that's very exciting. You'll finally be able to play with your friends. I have played this before. I just decided to kind of give myself a fresh start. I don't really remember much about the game. It's been quite a while since I've played it. But I do kind of have a plan for what I want to do. But it's very rough. And I've also never played this class before even then. I will not check the solo tab just because some resources I know are kind of hard to get.
I am the Primarist, man of the wilds, the link between the people of my tribe and the spirits of the land. I was returning to my home in Heoboria from a hunt, only to find flames and destruction, a raid by the forces of Raya. My home and my family had been turned to ash. The call came for the tribes to unite, but I am drawn elsewhere. Now I am traveling to the Temple of Eterra in search of answers from the Mother Goddess and the strength to take my vengeance.
So yeah, I'll try my best to give you guys as much lore and stuff to the game as possible. But yeah. So we have our basic attack here. Typical ARPG setup with health and mana. Looks like we have a summon wolf here. Summons a primal wolf that follows you into combat. When its health drops to 0, it is downed and you can stand near it to revive it. The wolf counts as a companion. You can have a maximum of 2 companions at once by default. You can see our health. There's this thing called endurance. It's a stat that you can build. And basically, as you see, it kind of says that you get 20% damage reduction once your health is at 22. So that's about, so yeah, 20% of my health and I get 20% damage reduction. And I imagine that's something that we can build up over time in our stat page. So let's summon a doggo here and be on our way. I believe this game has a decently long campaign. Can I summon... Oh, I cannot summon more than one dog, but that powers them up. What does this do? Your wolves howl to embolden themselves and allies around them, granting them frenzy. and 50% increased damage for 3 seconds. Okay, nice. This game is decently fun. Last time I played, I wasn't a huge fan of the late game, but that was quite a while ago, so we'll see where that goes. Ice Thorns. Release a burst of homing ice thorns that deal physical damage and cold damage on hit and have a freeze rate of 18. I don't know what freeze rate is, but at least we have like a... Okay, it's like we're a porcupine. Interesting. So yeah, looks like I can just spam those. Oh, they seek. Okay, that makes things a little bit better. I thought it was just gonna be like a randomly shoot in a bunch of different directions and be kind of annoying. I guess freeze rate is obviously a chance for them to freeze. But I don't know exactly how that number works, if that makes sense. Looks like we picked up an amulet here. So we got increased lightning damage as well as 10 health and 18 forging potential. Not sure exactly what that means. Similar to Path of Exile, this game has a bit of a complicated crafting system, but not as complicated as... It's a weird cross between Diablo and Path of Exile. We'll check it out later once we get to the point where we need to. Do have a bunch of stuff in my chest here that I had kind of thrown here from previous. Is there a good, easy way to... put stuff in my... 'Cause I kind of want to get rid of some of this, to be honest. Give us just a clean playthrough here. As, like I said, I know that some crafting materials are hard to get, so I kind of want to... or not hard to get, but kind of tedious. So I am going to get rid of this stuff otherwise. 'Cause that's kind of all I wanted, was these materials. I tried using a movement ability, but it doesn't work like I was playing Path of Exile. I'll pick up... oh, there's the vendor. Is there a way for me to quick sell? Shift click. Oh, shift right click. There we go. And we'll make a trip back over there. So these, I do remember these. These are called idols. As we level up, we'll unlock more slots, and they can give you certain bonuses to certain things. And so you just kind of stack them up and put them in that slot. It's an interesting concept. And I think that is everything, so we're starting completely gear fresh anyways. Yep. Yeah, so you see, like, I only have like 51k, and I know that you need lots of these runes of shattering. I'm starting to remember a little bit now, but I'll save it for when we get into things. So we got a mace, increased stun chance with melee attacks. I cannot dual wield with it because it is a two-handed mace. Then we got these boots. They give us, I guess both of our pairs of boots give us some move speed. These are slightly less, but they give us some extra physical resist, dexterity, and armor. Let me see what so strength increases armor by 4% and improves skills that rely on raw strength of you and your companions. Each point of and that's each point. Okay, each point of strength increases armor by 4%. Each point of dexterity adds 4 dodge rating and improves skills that rely on the skillful handling of weapons. Each point of intelligence grants 4 ward retention, and improves skills that rely carefully on studied magic. I believe ward retention is like their weird form of energy shield, like the thing that protects your health. Each point of attunement grants 2 mana. Each point of vitality grants 10 health and 2% increased health regen. And then you see over here our move speed, mana regen, health regen, etc. You can see our resistances. Much like Path of Exile, there's more of them, but they are capped at 75%. I'll just read what it says here. Enemies penetrate 1% resistance per area level up to 75%. This penetration applies after the resistance cap, so extra 75 so extra resistance above 75% has no effect unless enemies shred your resistance. So pretty much from the sounds of it, again, like Path of Exile and how your resistances are reduced constantly. Or not constantly, but throughout the campaign by about an extra 60% in that campaign. They're reduced by up to 75%. So once you hit area level 75, you need... So yeah, if I want to stay, let's say, resistance capped on physical resistance, and the area level is 2, I would need 77%, not 75%. So that's good to know. This is our dodge rating. So our chance to dodge, we have 1 point of dexterity, so I added 4 dodge, which is equal to 1% chance to dodge attacks. We have 36 armor coming from our gear. We have 20 here, 5 there, 8 there. So 20 plus 5 plus 8 is 33. So we're getting 3 more. Oh, we're getting 3 more from our strength. And because our strength is going to give us an extra 8% because we have 2 points in strength. So I imagine that's where that extra bit is coming from. And that will give us 10% damage reduction against every hit except for damage over time. And it is less effective against non-physical damage. Instead, it only does 70% of what it would have. So it's only 70% effective. Alright, well, let's move on. I don't know if I ever get upgrades to pick up radius, but for right now, I pretty much have to stand on top of things. You can kind of see there, actually. It says a 80% increased stun chance with melee attacks. So you actually could, you might be able to kind of see me stunning enemies. You'll see a little swirl above their head. So I have, ooh, that's pretty nice. So we have a movement ability now. Does quite a bit of damage. And we'll take a look at the passive tree. So we have access to just our base tree passives. And then eventually we'll get to select something called a mastery, which is the specialty. This increases minion health. Not really planning on going for minion health here. I forget what attunement does, but it does give us some resistances. What does attunement do? 2 mana. Yeah, let's go with health regen. This gives us some extra armor, basically, and health regen. So we'll be putting points into that for a while. Skill tree here, by the way. You put up to 5 points in these skills. Like, you kind of follow this little bar here. And then once you put 5 points, the bar will be here, and I can start putting points into these. 10 points amongst all of these back here, and I can put points into these, and so on. Make sure. This gives us some extra move speed, physical damage, and critical strike chance. I don't know if crit chance is just additive or multiplicative in this game. Let me look. It looks like it is multiplicative. Because I only have 6% despite having 15% from that. Which, doing some math in my head here, the 6% is a baseline of 5%, and then my item that I picked up gives me an extra 15% of that number, which is then rounded up to being 1% because it would be a decimal otherwise. So this gives us plus 20 damage. Yeah, so this is still more. It does have a slightly faster attack rate, but I plan on doing more casting. See, we crit there for a solid 69. Oh. I guess I should I don't know why I thought he was gonna speak it. Lena, my daughter. There's only so long before they find out she has the shard. There's little time, please help us. I'll do what I can. Thank you. Forgive me for laying this fate upon you. Goodbye. So I guess we gotta go save Lena. Us and our frosty porcupine self. Does it say? Yeah, this technically does. Our melee attack does more DPS, technically, but when there's more than one enemy, it's going to be better for us to use this. Alright, we unlocked a specialization slot, but I'm gonna ignore that for now and put this point into our thing. We also unlocked a new skill that gives us a Summon Thorn Totem. Summons a totem that fires thorns at nearby enemies. You can have a maximum of 2 totems by default. Let's test this out real quick. Totem build could be pretty cool. That's not my plan for this, but it could be cool. I did get a move speed bonus, which I guess that's a shrine. I didn't know what those look like. From the looks of it, we get to augment our skills now. So we can choose one skill to specialize in. We'll see. Hang on here. Oops. So you can see there's tons of different nodes and ways that we can augment stuff. So we're gonna look and see which one of these is most interesting. Thorns travel faster and farther. Improve their critical chance. It turns their cold damage into physical damage. This does extra damage per totem that we have out, which we can have up to 2 totems out, so that would be 16% just with the 1 point there. This gives better base damage and freeze rate. If you're using a 2-handed melee weapon, that actually costs 0 mana. That's interesting, because this increases the mana cost, and that technically wouldn't matter. We can become a porcupine. A true porcupine. This gives extra damage, but they have less cast speed. This shoots out additional thorns. Less mana cost. And you can have additional totems, but they cost more mana. I think I'm gonna go for despecialize. There we go. And we'll put this here, and yeah, we'll make it cost no mana for now. And we'll just put it as our melee attack. I'm just gonna put that there in case I need it. I doubt I will, but I noticed that they're like kinda hitting the enemy, but add some dodge rating there. They're kinda hitting the enemy, but they're also not. Like some of them are just going through, or maybe enemies have some sort of iframes. Might not use this much until later, so I think I'm actually going to got a new belt that's probably better than ours. Gives us 3 potion slots compared to 2. I do have this wand as an option, but I do kind of want to try to get a habit of keeping the 0 mana cost for that up. So it gives us some extra health. And we don't use lightning, so actually this is going to be better. Oh, I should be using the totems here. Just extra damage. Make sure to get out of the AoE there. I think because I unequipped my belt, I lost all my health potions. So gotta be extra careful to avoid his attacks. Hope I did not get out of that in time, but I wanted to pick the health potion up. Didn't really do much damage, and we're decently tanky. This ring will give us some extra health regen. Looks like we finally got a helmet. So we get extra vitality and dodge. Can slap this on instead of that one. It gives us some extra physical damage, which is kind of nice. This is a relic slot. It's I guess a 4th trinket sort of thing. This gives health regen, just flat amount, and this gives flat health. I think I will keep the flat regen. This attacks slightly faster than the weapon that we have, but does a little bit less damage. I think overall that is a DPS increase. Did Balthus send you? I see. Rayla's forces are not finished with us. We do not have much time before more of them arrive. What do we do? Please take the shard with you and protect it with your life. I'll distract you the reinforcements. Quick, use the shard. Before you lies the relic of the woman was holding. Now that it is away from her, it burns with light that seems to call to you. We take the shard. This weird ass portal opens up. And we're sucked into the portal. I didn't even click it. Yeah, a little bit of gold and a little bit of experience. You there, what are you doing so far from the refuge? What are you doing out here? Only rangers and elders are allowed out here, and you don't look like a cultist. Come on, let me escort you back to Last Ridge. Where am I? You managed to wander to the surface somehow. I don't know if our shift change was sloppy or if rumors of the wards becoming weaker are true. But either way, I've got to get you back before the void corrupts you. The void? What are you talking about? This must be your first time to the surface then. Look around you. That dark tar consuming everything around you is the void. I was surprised by how it looked on my first expedition as well. But it is every bit as deadly as the stories say. All the more reason to get you back to the last refuge. Being out here without the proper wards is just asking for trouble. Let us just hope the elders don't find any corruption on you, eh? Okay. Gives us increased physical damage. I still want the flat health regen, but I will hold on to that. We auto-open chests when we walk near them. Kinda nice. This gives us even more health than our current one. Our current one's 22. Got stuck on the guy there. Oh, you can jump pretty far. Oh, that's interesting. You can give, you can buff my totems. The doggy boy. We got a new piece of armor finally. So this gives us some extra vitality, aka 20 health. Going to toss that out for a second. I don't know if, honestly, these probably aren't worth picking up in any capacity. We do have a bit of extra money due to me not doing a fully fresh start. We'll hold on to these because I'm not quite sure what direction I'm gonna go for now. And we'll obviously keep the rares and such, because I do want a little bit of sell value. Oh, we leveled up. I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, you can see our XP bar right down here. It's very small below our abilities. Put an extra point into the strength and health regen, making us a bit tankier. And yeah, I'll put some points into extra projectiles. I think it'll be fun to just shoot tons and tons of porcupine projectiles. So right now we only shoot one extra, but from the looks of it we can end up getting more. This is a shrine here. Water Shrine. Grants 100% increased mana regen and cooldown recovery. So it looks like we can jump around a little more. Oh, the axe has a more of a sweeping attack, a little easier to aim. You there, I do not recognize you. Tell me that a guard led a Do not tell me that a guard led a cultist straight to us. Wait, I sense something strange about you. Is that the shard? Someone told me to protect it. Protect it? We need it to protect us. The fact that it is not in the council chambers must be why the wards have fallen and the void is flooding into the last refuge. I will get to the bottom of how and why you have it later. What is important is that it is returned. Find the guard captain, Bravon, just inside the city. He will ensure that it is put back into its proper place. Why don't you take it to him? Well, I am in no shape to go back there. I do not want to face those things again. Creatures made of the void's darkness, twisted my friends twisted by its malevolence. I am not going back there. So he is just afraid of them. I didn't even get to hit the ground before I opened the door. Or not open the door, but went through the door. You there, if you are not fighting off the void, you need to go back to the surface. Last refuge is fallen. I need to get the shard to the council chambers. What? The council chambers are at the center of the city and near the roof of the cavern. We're on the very edge of the city, though there is a chance. Elder Ezra is trapped. I am being interrupted by void creatures. Elder Ezra is trapped there deeper in the city. If he hasn't teleported himself back yet, he may take you with him. I wouldn't count on it though. Elder Ezra isn't the most charitable sort. So I'll go over these here. So I just picked up some shards for the first time. These basically can buff a property if an item has it. I'll try to show you here. Maybe I can just... No, I cannot just use these on that. Okay. But they'll try to buff something. Wait. Oh, I can. So yeah, it should add a certain percentage of dodge rating and a certain percentage of armor. So I'll go over crafting. I guess we can put these in. They're not used how I'm trying to use them. So for crafting, if I wanted any of these stats, I'm gonna try to be conservative because we're gonna go through our gear pretty quickly and find new stuff. But so let's say I wanted cold resistance. I can just, it costs 1 to 14 forging potential, and I have a total of 16 on here. So that's as much as I can modify this item. If I wanted to add more vitality, it would upgrade this one, and it's slightly cheaper, I guess. It costs 1 to 10. And I'll just use these shards. I can also add certain ones of these. Like this will just re-roll all affixes on items, and I can just use this and it'll re-roll everything. Or I can remove that technically. But it does cost a good amount of forging potential. Can re-roll implicits, which I imagine would be the 20 armor there. And I can also add these scrolls that make it to not have a chance to not cost forging potential. Randomly changes the upgraded affix into a different one that can spawn in the item. So if I have a really high level vitality or something, I can actually use this and it'll change it into something random. And then these other two, I'm not sure what they do because it's not there. So yeah, I guess suffixes are over here, prefixes are over there. So the implicit would most likely be that armor there. So yeah, that is crafting. And the way we get those shards, and so the way we get these is off drops and or buying them. And the way that we get the shards is by using these things called runes of shattering. And the only way you can get them is either A, they're a very rare drop, or spending 2,000 gold a piece on buying them from vendors every time you see them. You need tons and tons of these things, and they will basically, if this has, like this has vitality, and I shatter it, it'll destroy the item and give me vitality shards. That can be used to put vitality on other items. Try to leave these pages up if you guys want to pause the stream or whatever to look at them. But I'm not exactly playing the game for the lore. So as you see, we got an increased bow damage shard. Let those deal with that. Put my skill point in. This is a little bit better than what we have, I imagine, because of the +7 lightning damage. Right? What's the DPS difference here? 79 to 73. Well, that's why at some point when we leveled up, our melee attack got changed from this, just the regular attack, to swipe. So that's why our melee attack suddenly started to have more of an AoE. It kind of got turned into an ability. Chalice gives us HP regen, as well as extra physical damage and mana regen. I will definitely take that. I did not want to get rid of the flat HP regen there. This gives us extra lightning and physical damage, some physical resist, and some health regen. And the lightning damage actually does affect us now. It's probably not worth the 23 health for the extra lightning damage from this, but that's because our weapon now has lightning damage. So as you see here, there's 2 dots here. So it says that before we take this one, I can't take this. So it actually, we need 2 points here before we can take it, and we can take it next time. For right now, our melee weapon seems to do a lot more DPS than our skill. So we're going to be using our melee weapon. Can see that there's gray question marks as well as the golden one. They're side quests. I don't know really how much I should be caring about my player level or doing side missions, to be honest, but I'll try to get them all done to give you guys some content. Don't really care about the vitality is probably better there. Mana regen, damage over time. This is probably better because we're melee attacking more often. Could not jump down there, but I tried. We'll run down here and try to complete the mission. This give us vitality and attunement. I don't really need the dexterity or the percent physical, so I will continue to move on. Throwing attack damage, we don't really care much about that, but we'll take it because it's blue. Sleep actually does quite a bit of damage. What's it doing? Oh yeah, spending a skill point. So now, we unlock this skill down here, which allows us to heal ourselves if we need it. And then we have unlocked these other skills. This makes us take more damage, but we can dual wield now? I don't know if that means that I can dual wield two-handed weapons or not. This gives us increased minion damage. I do not plan on going a minion build with this. You have increased health, and every 3 seconds your next hit restores health. I will probably go with that. %200 increased chance to stun and stun duration. So my melee attacks stun everybody. Pretty much guaranteed. Lots of rare weapons here in blues. So it's definitely becoming less and less favorable for us to. This gives us extra crit chance and health on kill. Our damage per second here is 81. What did our damage go down for? It was 100. Anyways, this brings it down to 64, so I did not want to equip that. Get some cold damage for when we finally want to be casting our ice thorns here. That's not that bad. I don't know why our damage per second went up. Or maybe it didn't. Maybe I'm just blind. %100 crit chance, so we'll really start pumping out damage. Got a new sword. Easily took care of that elite with the buff from the shrine, which is nice. Do have a shield that we unfortunately cannot equip. Still curious about that dual wielding thing. Probably will want to be dual wielding at some point, so I might end up taking that anyways. Rescued those guys and we'll be on our way. $77 damage per second compared to 60. We have another specialization slot, which I guess at one point, yeah, we unlocked swipe. Probably will skill into swipe here. I think I will go with probably the chance to bleed, and we'll stack up points in that. One more thing to cover about this. These level completely separately from my actual character level. So yeah, I think I will put a point in the dual wield because I'm going to need it eventually. Does that mean I can just slap? No. Can't. Unfortunately. Well, however, if I find another one-handed sword. Do we actually have to run all the way back? That is somewhat annoying if there's not a path back, to be honest. That amulet might be worth looking at. Wait, you mean to tell me I could have just walked all the way down? I could have just walked down here. That would have taken way less time. Increase physical damage, melee attack speed. That's probably better than the health at this point. So I will swap that off. Sucks because doing the overlaid map doesn't actually show me anything extra. Man, and we are really just tearing through enemies. I actually do want that, so probably throw these out at this point. We're finding enough enough of them. Okay, we found our one-handed axe that we wanted. So now we can dual wield. Which one of these technically does more damage? Our sword has more attack speed and more damage, so we'll put that in our main hand. Wonder if I can reorganize anything as to make room, and I can. Oh, we did pick up this ring. Strength, intelligence, dodge rating. I think that is still better, and it gives us move speed. And that is also still better. Oh, I can just jump around that, that's funny. And we immediately found a mace, but I don't really want it, to be honest. But I will drop that for this because it's rare. We can attack much faster while dual wielding now. This game does look very good. No, I just said that I wanted to be a porcupine, and let's despecialize this. I think I'll actually specialize into Papa. Because I didn't think about how, so later on I eventually want to end up dual wielding, and then I took the stuff to make me use two-handers. Wolves just deal extra damage. Wolf has attack speed and move speed. Wolf has more health, Wolf has more dodge rating. Let's go with attack speed. And that will have to level up on its own, just as the other one did. Nice, we even got a passive point from that quest. I think that was literally just a reward from the quest. Turn in our side quest.
Hey there, want to try your luck?
I can put more points into strength and health regen, or I can just get increased health. I think this is slightly better, especially early. Go over here, sell some stuff. Oop, did not mean to do that. Like I said, I want to be buying tons of these. I will, however, probably end up picking up a pair of gloves here because we do not yet have a blue pair of gloves. Again, we don't really have anything else in here yet. Yeah, I might actually be back to stream this later because of, I do want to be playing this game today. And I'm not wanting to play it without you guys. So yeah, I'll be back to stream this later, but for now I'm gonna make myself some breakfast and get my day started other than this. So I will catch you guys next time when we work on our Druid. See you later.